Hi everyone, I'm Ganning, and today we're going to be walking through week 2, step 5, getting emotional, calling the Jiffy API. So today, or on this step, we're going to be making a pretty big step up, right? So now we're going to be taking the main emotion that we send, right? So if you recall, we upload a single file, and then we can get the main emotion, and then we're going to upload that emotion, and we're going to call that, and we're going to use that emotion and call the Jiffy API. Once we do that, we're going to be able to get a GIF that represents our emotion. Right, so first thing we're going to need to do this, if you recall from last week, actually, we already have the code that generates our main emotion for us. So the first thing that we need to do is we're going to be needing to create a Giphy account. And the way we do a Giphy account is, what we can do is, let's just follow these steps, create a Giphy account and save your API as a function app secret. So the way we do this, let's just look at this first, generating an API key. Go ahead and follow these steps. They're actually really good. The reason I'm not going to do this right now is because I already have an API key. So that's the documentation. This is the link that it tells you to go to. I already have an API key, so when you do yours, you're probably going to need to click create an app. And for the sake of time, I'm just not going to do mine again. So yeah, this is going to be my API key. So after that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be calling the Giphy API in the same function that analyzes inputted images. Right, so what we're going to be doing is, let's just go ahead and read this documentation real quick. I'm going to close that tab, we don't need it anymore. And yeah, so if you look at this, this is the translate endpoint, and this is what's going to be allow us to search Giphy's content or its database of GIFs for a GIF that we want that matches our emotion, right? So what we can do is we can just call this as any other API, right? So we can say const rest is equal to await fetch. Right, if you notice up here, we imported node fetch, which is good. That's how we use fetch. Await just makes sure that we're going to be waiting for this data to come to us before we continue. So let's go ahead and just copy and paste that URL, put that in here, but we need https / in front of that. Then after that, what we say is, if you'll notice, that right here we have request parameters. Right, so first thing that we're going to need is, let's just say, we're going to be needing our API key. Right, so API key is equal to, let me go ahead and copy my API key. And then another one is going to be S, and this is going to be our search term right here. So if I just let that autocomplete. And is there anything else that we need? Yeah, so we're only returning 1. Right, so we only want one, what's it called? One GIF back because we only want 1. So after that, what we can say is plus, actually, we can actually put this before our API key S is equal to this, and then we can just say, and limit is equal to 1. That, and yeah, so this should create a response object, and we can say is const data is equal to rest, await rest.json. Go ahead and just return data for good measure right here. Context.log it as well. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Run that function right here. Notice that it's going to be running some stuff. And it should, whoops, what about that? Right, now we have an endpoint. Go ahead and click send. Send a request, and notice that we got a lot of data back. Right, so we're going to need to, this is all from the Jiffy API, by the way, so let's just go to a URL right here. And we cannot see that, but let me just click that again. Sorry about that. This is the GIF that it gave us. It's a paintbrush. For whatever reason why it thought that the picture that we uploaded had an emotion like a paintbrush, that's cool. But that's beside the point. So what we're going to be needing to do is we're actually going to need to grab this URL. The way we're going to grab that URL is, what we're going to say is, we have data right here, we're going to say data.url. So what we can say is return data, we can say data, body, we can say, what we're going to return is data.data.url. This is probably a bad naming technique. Let's just call this JSON data, like that, and then JSON data. Ooh, whoops, did not need to have a semicolon there. Let's go ahead and copy JSON data like that as well. then Fn F5, run that, then it's going to load. Let's go ahead and click send again. And you'll notice that this time, whoops, not mean to click that. Notice that this time we get just our URL back. And this URL had a, yes, that is very interesting, love it. But yeah, so that's how we get a GIF back, and cool. We have completed this step, and let's just go ahead and look what it says we need to do. We need to save as a function app secret. Right, okay. So what we're going to need to do is let's go ahead and go into our function app. Mine is going to be called demo serverless camp. I need to add a function secret, so I'm going to go to configuration. Once it loads, I'm going to say new application setting. And then what we're going to say here is, let's say Jiff key, sure. Go ahead and copy my Jiff key from right here. Paste that in there, click OK, save it, continue. So now, once that finishes updating, what we can say is instead of just hard coding this API key right here, what we can say is we can actually set a variable called API key. Say const API key is equal to process.env.jiff key, like that. And we can say API key is equal to, we can say plus jiff key plus that instead. What is the error here? It needs to be a double quote. What we can say is we just get rid of this and then just leave it like that. And then let's just say just a double quote. And then this is what you're going to be uploading to Azure. Cool. So yeah, once you push to GitHub, up to this Azure, this will work. Yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know if it helped.